In the middle of my vacation, my own son sent me a message. Mom, we need your beach house for one night. My wife's parents want privacy. Please go stay at a hotel. I read that message again and again. Then I replied with just one word. All right. But exactly 1 hour later, something happened inside that house that made my son's in-laws fall to their knees and beg him for a divorce. Before I begin, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this story will change the way you look at family forever. My name is Eleanor Brooks, and for 32 years of my life, everything I was, everything I owned, belonged to my son. I never thought the same son would one day send me out of my own home like a stranger. After my husband died, I bought a small beach house in Florida. It wasn't luxury, but it was peaceful. Sea air, white curtains, quiet mornings. That house wasn't just property, it was my healing. My son Ryan was my only child. I raised him alone, worked double shifts, missed birthdays, ignored sickness so he could study, so he could succeed. And he did. Engineer, six-figure salary, big city life. I was proud, but pride sometimes blinds a mother. Ryan married Lauren. Beautiful, ambitious, and raised in extreme wealth. Her parents didn't hide their attitude. They spoke softly, but their eyes always looked down on me. They invited everyone to the beach house. My house, I thought. I cooked, cleaned, served. No complaints. Until the third night. I had just returned from a quiet walk on the shore when my phone vibrated. It was Ryan. The message said, "Mom, we need some privacy with Lauren's parents tonight. Can you go stay at a hotel?" My hands shook. This wasn't a request. This was an eviction from my own house. I didn't shout. I didn't insult. I packed one small suitcase, and before leaving, I placed my house keys on the kitchen counter. Lauren watched from the hallway, silent, smiling. The hotel smelled like strangers. Cold light, cold bed. I sat on the edge of the mattress and whispered, "So this is what I've become. A guest in my own life?" Then the clock struck exactly 1 hour, and my phone rang. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. The driver asked, "Ma'am, are you okay?" I couldn't speak. My own house. My son? Police. Every nightmare was racing through my mind. Blue and red lights flooded the street. Police cars outside my beach house. Neighbors standing. Whispers everywhere. I pushed through the crowd, and then I saw my son on the front steps, on his knees, head buried in his hands, crying like a small child. The officer told me everything. Exactly 10 minutes after I left, Lauren's parents began drinking heavily. They turned the music loud, opened my private bedroom, went through my drawers, touched my things, destroyed years of memories like it all belonged to them. Then the argument began. Lauren's father screamed, "This house is too small for our standards." Lauren's mother laughed and said, "Tomorrow we buy a better one. Let this old woman rot in hotels." And my son stood silent. Then something unexpected happened. The housekeeper overheard a call, Lauren's mother whispering, "Once the house is transferred, we divorce Ryan. He's just a bridge, nothing more." Those words cut like knives. The housekeeper recorded everything, and sent it directly to my son's phone. The moment Ryan heard that message, he exploded. He grabbed the phone, threw it against the wall, screamed at Lauren, "So this was the plan? You were using me?" Lauren froze. Her parents tried to laugh it off. "Business is business," her father said. That's when my son lost control. He shouted, "You kicked my own mother out of her house for this?" The neighbors had already called the police due to the noise. When officers entered, Lauren's father tried to push one. That was his last mistake. He was handcuffed instantly. Lauren's mother collapsed into a chair, crying, shaking, begging. And my son stood there, with his world collapsing inside his chest. The officer looked at me gently and said, "Ma'am, you can go back inside now." I walked through my own front door, slowly, silently, broken. My furniture was shifted, my cupboards open, my personal diary torn on the floor, my life violated. My son fell at my feet, holding my legs, crying like a baby. "Mom, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I didn't understand." I looked at him for the first time in my life, not as a mother, but as a wounded woman. And I said, "Ryan, you didn't lose me tonight. You lost your honor." That night, Lauren's parents were taken away by the police. My house was destroyed. My heart was shattered. And my son's marriage was standing on the edge of divorce. But what happened next was even more painful. The sun rose quietly the next morning, but inside my heart, there was no light left. Ryan sat across from me at the dining table. His eyes were swollen. His hands were shaking. "I didn't sleep all night, Mom," he whispered. I didn't reply, because some pain doesn't need words. That afternoon, my son's phone rang. It was Lauren's mother. Her voice was different now. No pride, no arrogance, only fear. She cried through the phone, "Ryan, please, talk to the police. Tell them this was a misunderstanding." Then Lauren's father shouted in the background, "Tell him we will agree to anything. Just save our reputation." Ryan looked at me. My eyes were empty. 2 hours later, they stood at my door. The same people who laughed when I left for the hotel now stood with folded hands. Lauren's mother cried, "Please forgive us." Her father lowered his eyes. Lauren stood behind them, silent, ashamed. Ryan looked at me again, waiting for my decision. Ryan whispered, "Mom, if you ask me to divorce her, I will." My heart tightened. For the first time, my son chose me. But it was too late. Because a choice made after destruction is still a loss. I stood up slowly. My voice didn't shake. I did not raise my son to throw his mother out. And I also didn't raise him to destroy his own life. I looked at Lauren. Marriage is built on respect. You destroyed that. Then I looked at her parents. You didn't insult just me. You insulted every mother who sacrifices her life for her child. Silence filled the room. Lauren broke down crying. I'm sorry, I didn't stop them. I was weak. Ryan closed his eyes. Tears rolled down his face. I forgive you, Mom, but I can't live with this marriage anymore. Lauren collapsed to the floor. Her parents tried to stop him, but this time, my son did not move back. That day, the divorce was decided. That night, everyone left. The house was quiet again. Too quiet. My son sat alone on the couch. No wife, no in-laws. No pride. Only regret. He whispered, I lost everything in one night. I replied softly, No, Ryden. You lost everything the day you sent your mother to a hotel. I went back to my room and sat alone in the dark. For the first time, I didn't cry. Because sometimes pain becomes heavier than tears. I realized something that night. You can give your children your whole life, but you can never control their choices. A mother's love is forgiving, but a son's betrayal leaves scars that never fully heal. Money can buy respect from the world, but not from the heart. And sometimes the people you protect the most are the ones who hurt you the deepest.